Welcome to Let's Talk Nourishment, where we go beyond food and into the habits that truly nourish. I'm Abigail Parker, nutritional therapy practitioner, here to help you simplify wellness. Before I get into today's episode, if you are listening to this the same day it comes out, August 5th, you need to know that doors to Confident Eating Academy close tonight. Confident Eating Academy is your step-by-step path to stop the food guilt, boost your energy, and finally stay consistent, even when life is busy. The women inside have struggled with sugar cravings, being able to eat healthy when not at home, and mentally battling loving food, feeling stuck in your own body. If that is you, if you can relate to these other women that are already members of the academy, you want to understand how to fuel your body so you can not only improve how you look, but also how you feel about yourself. I want you to join now. Go to nourishedrevival.com/services and make sure you sign up. Okay, now, real life. It is 4 p.m. as I am sitting to talk right now. And I realized whenever I went to record that I'm hungry. And so I decided before I hit that button, I needed to get a snack. Why? Because I know if I am full and satisfied when I sit down, I'm going to be able to focus better. I am going to be more personable and joyful. I'm going to show up better for you. But I am on the Invisalign diet. I don't know if this is a thing or not, but I feel like I am coining the term that this needs to be something people know about. So I have Invisalign. And if you are familiar with Invisalign, you know you cannot eat with your Invisalign trays in. You have to take them out in order to eat anything or drink anything that is not water. Because if you're chewing with these trays in, you're going to puncture them. And if you're drinking anything that's not water, you're going to stain them. And none of us with Invisalign want to walk around with like yellow or pink or, whatever color stains you could get on these. So it's been very interesting having Invisalign for about 90 days now. And while I got Invisalign to straighten my teeth, that wasn't the whole story. I started seeing a new dentist, and I've had this weird issue with plaque buildup on the left side of my mouth forever. Every time I go to the dentist, it was always a deeper cleaning on the left side of my mouth. And I've seen multiple dentists, and they've to chew on the left side of my mouth more, to chew gum to fix it, but nobody's ever really questioned it until this dentist. He was like, well, why do you only chew on the right side of your mouth? Like, I don't know. For whatever reason, that is always how it's been for me. Is that a weird thing to chew only on the right side of your mouth? And he started, of course, messing around, looking at my teeth. Then he holds my jaw and he's like, close your mouth for me. And he said, oh, that's it. He realized that my teeth are not connecting properly on the left side of my mouth. There's some sort of misalignment in my jaw. And so he's like, your brain is wired that you're chewing on the right side of your mouth because that's where your teeth are connecting better. And as crazy as he sounds for saying that, I loved the fact that he was actually like, why is this problem with your plaque happening? And he had a reason that I could feel as I'm closing my mouth with him helping me. I can feel that there's a difference in how my teeth are connecting. And I'm like, wow. And so he says to me, do you have jaw pain? I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm surprised because I would think with you only chewing on that right side of your mouth, you would have jaw pain. He's like, my fear is if you don't now, you're going to someday if you continue to only chew on the right side of your mouth. And so that's where it turned into, okay, my recommendation is that we fix this. Get Invisalign and let's fix your jaw so that you can comfortably chew on both sides of your mouth. And of course, I had kind of crooked teeth, especially on the bottom. So getting Invisalign and getting my teeth straightened was something I was intrigued by for years, but not something needed to pull the trigger on, right? Like I don't need to have straight teeth. It's okay. But when it came down to, well, you might have some pain later on if you don't fix it. Okay, now you're speaking to me like I really should go ahead and pull the trigger on this so that I don't have to worry about a problem in the future. So here I am with Invisalign. And it was really weird immediately whenever I put this thing in my mouth for the first time. I know I made a face because he said, don't make that face. But it's so weird when all of a sudden it's like you have a jacket on your teeth. And I am somebody who is claustrophobic. So I have used that relation as my teeth feel claustrophobic multiple times. Now, I keep my trays in for 10 days and then I get a new one. And that's how my teeth are slowly shifting. The tray is the plastic piece that's actually surrounding your teeth. And so every 10 days, I get a little awkward and uncomfortable when I have a brand new tray in because as I wear it for 10 days, my teeth start to adjust and it becomes, I don't want to say no big deal because it's still there, but it's no big deal because I start to get used to it. But every 10 days, it's like, oh, here we go again. And something I didn't expect even is the fact that it's really awkward to have to take these out anytime I want to eat or if I wanted to drink something that is not water. So I had a coffee date with a friend and I took them out in the car before I actually went into the coffee shop so I could have one less moment of in public, I'm popping my teeth out, as I call it. And even when I first had them, they're called little BBs that help to hold them in place. They're glued onto my teeth. And it was like all I could see looking at my mouth was these little BBs sticking out on them. But the funny thing is, as I've had this, I get more used to having them. They don't stand out quite so much. Where I felt like I talked with a lisp, it was really funny, especially to say my S's whenever I first got this. It doesn't feel like as big of a deal anymore. 90 days is a pretty good amount of time. And I feel like I have gotten used to them. Even my last tray change didn't seem to be as big of a deal as the ones in the past. Now, I didn't get Invisalign to straighten my teeth, but as I am almost 90 days in, I'm really impressed with how my teeth are starting to straighten. My bottom teeth, it used to be when I would do a talking video, I could see that crookedness. And now it's not standing out quite so much. And while I love the fact that, like, yes, this is such a perk for me that my teeth are getting straighter, I am really just happy that I'm getting this taken care of so that down the road, I don't have to worry about anything. This is something that I'm going to put behind me. My teeth are going to be straight. I'm going to chew on both sides of my mouth so that when I go to the dentist, I don't have to hear about how bad my plaque buildup is. Hopefully, I'm going to get less cavities. And I'm not going to have to worry about the potential for jaw pain issues down the road. I'm leading by example here. And to realize that is something pretty cool for me. You don't have to wait until you're suffering to take action. If you want results, you have to get uncomfortable now. I had said that I was interested in having Invisalign, but just having crooked teeth wasn't a big enough deal for me to decide to pay and do it. But now that I'm in the thick of it, because if I didn't do it, there was this chance of me having jaw pain. I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel so confident with the fact that my smile is improving. My teeth are getting straighter. I don't have to think about somebody looking at my crooked teeth when I'm talking anymore. But the fact that I'm having these changes are coming from the discomfort of having Invisalign. I was so fearful even from day one that that's all people would see is having this in my mouth. But as I've had it, the longer I've had it, the easier it's getting, and the less I'm feeling like I stick out like a sore thumb, basically, where people aren't staring at my mouth. Nobody is having a conversation with me and going, "What's that on your teeth?" Or, "Oh, do you have Invisalign?" It's very easy to get caught up when you're the one going through something to be very fearful of being judged. But the reality is, no one judges you as harsh as you do. And the discomfort of it, it's such a short period of time to have to deal with the discomfort to then live out life with the result. I think about I'm going to have Invisalign for 7 months total, but how many years ahead of me do I still have where I'm going to enjoy a lovely smile and I'm not going to have to worry about jaw pain? I'm going to be able to chew better. So it's good to get uncomfortable sometimes. Change happens when you get uncomfortable. And it's really easy to think about only making a change when you are already uncomfortable. I hope you understand the difference between that. The fact that you can already be in a struggle. I could have already had the jaw pain and been dealing with it and then been forced to try to resolve it. And it probably would have been a bigger issue at that point. But instead, I decided to get uncomfortable now so that I could avoid the discomfort later. And that's exactly what it's like for people who sign up to work with me, essentially. Whenever you are deciding to change your eating habits to improve your health, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because you're having to talk about things that you're struggling with. And it's uncomfortable to make changes, to do things different than you've been doing every single day. But it's so worth it whenever you start to get results. So, some great examples are learning to eat more when you've been so used to restricting. It's uncomfortable. When you feel like you should not be eating a certain amount of food because it's too many calories, it's going to make you gain weight, you're already having trouble gaining weight, and you're then trained to eat less and told to start eating more, that's uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable whenever you are used to food rules, when you are trying to follow a strict diet, when you have this idea of foods are good and bad, and you're trying to let go of that, then it's scary. Is this actually what I should be doing? I know that is something that has been difficult for me is this idea of good and bad foods, and I should only eat good foods. I don't want to eat the bad ones. And whenever you start to listen to your own body instead of any food rules that are generic out there, to look and feel your best, it's amazing the confidence that comes from that. And that's where Invisalign is making me feel more confident before I even am done with it, before I even had the full result. I'm not even 90 days in yet. And I am just so excited about the fact that my smile is already improving. And it applies to food too. This idea of confidence, this idea of you just have to start making a change in order to get results, but you have to get uncomfortable. You have to change how you're eating. You have to start eating better. You have to break the all or nothing, the restrict binge cycle. And you have to say, I deserve to feel good in my body. Because I said it already. You are your hardest critic. And when you can learn to love yourself, love the skin that you're in, and feel confident, it makes life So much better. It's not always glamorous to make a change. It's not like going to buy a new purse and getting home and swapping out your purse, right? Where you're so excited to have this new thing. But confidence comes from making a change, doing the thing. Even if it's a little awkward at first, the results are worth it. So I want to share with you a quote from a member of the Academy who just joined. And she said, I honestly feel that it would be more beneficial than what I've currently got myself into. I love food, all food. So for me to understand what I need to fuel my body properly and listen to what it is telling me, then I believe it would make a difference in the way I not only look, but also how I feel. It truly is a huge mental issue for me. And so that is me telling you, if you can relate to that, if you feel like food is overwhelming, it doesn't have to stay that way. Sometimes, whenever you are used to doing something, even if you're not happy with it, it's still a comfort for you because that's your norm. That's how you're used to feeling. If you want to get away from that, if you want to have results, if you want to actually move on, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to make the decision that getting uncomfortable is better than staying stuck where you are. Even if it is not you joining the academy right now, I hope that you understand that in order to actually make a change, it requires discomfort. If you are ready to join the academy, like I said, if you're listening day of on August 5th, today is the last day to enroll for this round. Inside the academy, it is a step-by-step roadmap of how to go from feeling guilty and out of control to confident and thriving, not just surviving. It does include lifetime access to me and all of the tools to help you succeed. Again, the link to join is nourishedrevival.com/services, but I will also have that linked up below in the notes for you if you are interested in that. As I sign off here for today, just a reminder that there is comfort in the discomfort.